Hello everyone, this is Nimish and today we're going to review the movie Tubelight starring Salman Khan, directed by Kabir Khan. Now, the biggest problem with this movie, I'm sure everyone started hearing the negative reviews and everything. I'm going to take a very realistic approach and pinpoint what's really wrong with it. And I think that the biggest problem is the writing. And to explain that, everyone wanted a Bajrangi Bhaijaan because of this team, Kabir Khan, Salman Khan. They wanted it to be that good or even better. But Bajrangi Bhaijaan was written by K.V. Vijayendra Prasad primarily, who also wrote Bahubali, whereas Tubelight was only written by Kabir Khan. So that's a huge difference, and it's a pretty self-explanatory point as to why these two movies did so differently at the box office, or are doing so differently, or getting such a different response. What the person writes and what is written for a movie is exactly what the director follows. It's exactly what he then picturizes based on what's written and then makes a movie. And so writing is extraordinarily important, and I think we as an audience are realizing that for Hindi films, as you know, the time is passing by as compared to 10 years before, 20 years before. We are realizing that a lot now, which is a great thing. So that's primarily the issue. Now, what exactly about the writing is wrong in Tubelight is that there is nothing in it. There is no story. Literally, there's nothing. I mean, we're just sitting for the first half and suddenly it's interval without any significant events or progress happening. And then in the second half, we're sitting again and then suddenly the movie ends because again, you're waiting for things to happen and you're waiting for something to happen. Which brings me to my next point, that this is actually a very small film. When I compare it to another movie like Bajrangi Bhaijaan, what happens in movies like those which are really successful or are really well made is there is so much happening, in Bajrangi Bhaijaan there was the character, he was going from one place, the girl got lost and then he has to go on this adventurous journey to Pakistan, and then what happens in Pakistan. It's very eventful. There are many characters involved. It's very eventful. It's a lot. There's a lot going, and this happens in any other big movie. There's a lot happening event wise. In this movie, the movie is set in one particular small town, which is like a set that they made for 1960s. They made that set, and the whole movie, at least 90%, is in that town with Salman Khan and some random supporting characters who really don't have a role to play either. So it's really just watching Salman Khan going around in this small town with 10% of the movie focusing on some random war sequences of Sohail Khan and what happens there. So this movie is very small to be a complete Salman Khan release for the year 2017, since he's doing one film a year. It's difficult for people to then go to the theater with all that enthusiasm and excitement and watch such a small scale film. Now, this doesn't mean that they've not spent enough or they've not, the budget was not big. That's not the point. When I say small film, it means that the setting is small. The story, the emotion that they want to portray is very small. Even the writing is very small because there's no scaling in terms of events happening. There's no scaling in terms of a complete build-up of character, change of emotions and stuff like that. In fact, the writing is so bad that we don't even know for the first 10-15 minutes what exactly is wrong with Salman Khan, and we don't even know for the whole movie what exactly it is. It's just a random character thrown in there who's shown to be childlike, and we are supposed to just accept that. There's no background information. There's nothing about why he's like that. There's no build-up of the brotherhood that should be shown. As many of them said in the interview, Salman Khan himself, that having a brother, the whole world knows it. The director can establish it very easily. He doesn't need to waste time there, and he just needs to move on because we know that they are brothers. I don't think it works like that. It's a movie. When we come to a movie, we really don't care if you guys are brothers in real life or not. That's a completely different aspect. I mean, in Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya, Arbaz is his brother, but he's playing the sort of villain. So was that like, were we supposed to say that, oh no, he's his brother, he can't do this to him, and not believe the movie and just be like, this movie is flop? That's not how it works. The director, Sohail Khan, in that movie portrayed them as, opposite people and not brothers. And that's how one person should portray, even if you're brothers in real life or not. You need to portray and tell the audience, that these guys are brothers. This is the relationship they have. This is how one brother has taken care of the other. What exactly is wrong with Salman Khan? All these things need to build up first to establish the characters so we know exactly and we connect to them. But nothing of that sort was done. In fact, my sister asked me 3-4 times, is there something wrong with him? or is he like, we've not been told? And she kept asking me like, what is this, what is that, have they been shown, where are their parents, or something like that. All these have been described in very short in conversations with Om Puri or the supporting cast, and it's like we have to catch it and we have to kind of be like, oh, okay, this, and it's like a one-line explanation. It's like the director felt that, it's a Salman Khan film, we don't need to explain all this, we just need to move on with the story, because everyone knows their brothers, and no one cares about what happened to their parents and how they grew up and blah blah. So everything is there, but everything is not well explained, and I think that a comprehensive explanation to build up the characters is very important for us to connect emotionally. If you show a character that is emotional and then expect us to cry for that character or be complete in sympathy for that character, it's difficult. So that's how the writing was not even kind of portrayed properly. When it comes to the war sequences, it's so random, like they're just on a battlefield, another side people come running and everyone starts firing each other, and then they're randomly going on the hill and this and trying to bomb. There's nothing explained as to what is going on, and then one scene they're just walking, and then it's just so unlike explained properly, like what is going on, what is the war, and what part of the war are they in, where is their kind of establishment, where is their what kind of frontier are they on. Nothing is explained. It's just so random. It's just everything feels like the director felt, oh, we don't need to explain this, it's not important, they will take it at face value. And that's the biggest problem. The audience cannot connect with all these things, and that's why there's so much negative response, and everyone is not really enjoying the film as much as they should have. Now, if the director took such an approach to it and made it a small film, not a big event film or anything, then he made it such a small film, an emotional film. I feel that in today's world, such movies should be released on direct platforms like Netflix, Amazon, even YouTube, whatever it is, or even Tata Sky. It's just like these movies today in the US. You see that in Hollywood movies, only the huge scale movies have proper releases. All the superhero movies, Fast and Furious, Transformers, those are the movies, the 3D movies and those crazy Jurassic Park kind of huge movies are getting huge releases, whereas extremely small movies or dramas of middle budgets, they're really not going anywhere. When was the last time we watched just a pure drama which has nothing to do with Oscars or anything in the theater? We just watch it on YouTube, Netflix, wherever it releases. So that's how, and that's the future. I mean, that's how the world is today. People don't want to go and watch a simple drama or a simple tale in the theater because they like to watch it at home. So if Salman Khan, probably they release this movie on Netflix, which is there in India now, Amazon, it would have done two things. It would have boosted the marketing for Netflix itself and Amazon, whatever it is. It would have boosted the marketing for such platforms and boosted and energized other filmmakers to then push their films onto this platform. And secondly, the audience would then not expect a full-fledged film with this high budget and larger than life kind of characters and performance from Salman Khan as they usually do. Then people would have watched it happily, and I think that people would then have not criticized or given so much negative feedback. They would have just watched it, accepted everything the way it's written, because you don't expect things to be written so well when it comes to direct releases. At least not everyone does, and so everyone would be happy. So I think that such movies in the future, if it's on such a small scale, set in one village, set around one character, these films should directly come and release on certain platforms, especially because if you imagine, if Salman Khan didn't do this film, this same film, if there was a smaller actor, no one would have gone to watch it. So everyone goes to watch it because it's Salman Khan, and so they expect a level of comedy to be there which was non-existent. They expect a level of characters to be there and some entertainment value to be there. They expect an actress to be there. They expect some songs. The songs were nice, but generally I'm saying they expect some fun songs to be there. They expect emotions to be there, especially when you have a team that made Bajrangi. So it's very kind of got to do with what people expected. Even though they knew it's a Tubelight character, even though they knew it's a different movie, they didn't expect it to be so small scale, so emotional, and just all about crying. They didn't expect that. They expected a lot more, which was not delivered. Now the positives are the song placements. I think that the song placements were absolutely perfect. Whenever the song came, I felt like the director really put it into perspective and it made a lot of sense. Shah Rukh Khan's cameo, I don't know why the director Kabir Khan said that, I'm going to keep some space for that. I've kept a pause moment so people can go crazy whistling. No one was whistling, no one was doing anything, no one really cared for that character. It was such a random character, and it was way too early in the movie, so people didn't really care about, what Shah Rukh Khan has come for, why he's doing it, and he just comes and goes. It really doesn't matter what he does in the movie. Anyone could have done it, so it was really completely irrelevant. I was expecting something much more. This movie distinctly reminded me of Salman Khan's movie Kyunki, which was directed by Priyadarshan, which was sort of based on movies like Sadma and all of that, Khilona and all of that. So in that movie, he plays a mentally ill person who's like a child who's doing all those things. It reminded me exactly of that movie. Even, story-wise, this is kind of getting into spoilers. I don't give spoilers in my review, so if you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, stop watching. But, in the ending also is kind of like the Kyuki Sadma types. The ending of the performance is like that, the emotion portrayed is like that. It also reminded me of a movie I think called Fir Milenge, which was about Salman being an HIV patient. So these are the very small movies that Salman Khan made, which were released and probably didn't do well, but were appreciated by a certain section, and they just went by and were accepted as one of those films that Salman Khan does, just whatever, for a subject base or a concept base, or for himself as a performer. So it reminded me distinctly of those films, but as I said, the marketing of this film was way too big for such a small film. It was way too huge for such a small film, and that's what people will find difficult to digest. That, what is this? Nothing is happening. We're in one town. Come on, this guy has to go. This guy probably should go to China to save his brother, or go to the border. He should do something magical. Nothing of that happens, and so everyone will feel very bored, because I was bored while watching the movie, and it was just like the same things happening again and again. The actress played by Zuzu, I'm not sure if you pronounce it as Zuzu or Juju, but Zuzu, again, is not very impactful because she doesn't speak Hindi. So maybe even if she didn't dub it, I'm not sure if she dubbed it, but it comes across as break. It comes across as मैं चाहती हूँ कि तुम ये नहीं करो, and you can't hear that. You can't sit and hear a full 3-minute dialogue of someone speaking like that. It completely disrupts the flow. It completely makes things unemotional. It completely makes things like forced, and you're just like not connecting to what's happening on screen. The child played by Martin has done a decent job, just like many more children in many more movies, but definitely nothing to do with some good portrayal of children, like in Bajrangi where Munni was there. So some characters stay with us for a long time, like Tare Zameen Par, but this child was just there, and I don't even know what the whole importance of the character was, except the fact that they are kind of Chinese and they had to connect. But yeah, nothing was portrayed. So all these characters then seem to be like, why did he make a film like this? Why did he write it this way? It has nothing to do with anything, kind of a feeling. So that's what I feel about the general cast. Om Puri was there. He's always good, and this is probably his last film, so it was nice to watch him. He did a great job. He's one of the very few actors who can act without even saying anything, so he does that a lot in this movie, and I think that was fantastic. Sohail Khan has done a great job. He's hardly has anything to do, but he's done a good job. Nothing was required of that role. But yes, I definitely feel, as I already said, that the brothers' role could have been extended a bit. They could have shown more of the two characters playing with each other instead of just through one song, because the songs are not considered as perfect storytelling if they are just thrown in there, unless they are in the background. So you don't pay attention to how the story is going forward in a song as much as you would in a normal scenario or a normal dialogue or scene scenario. So I feel that character should have had more scope, and probably should have had someone else, because I think that way the director would have established the fact that they were brothers, and a better actor like Akshay Kumar or something like that would have made us feel like, would have given that emotional connect more, I feel, because then we have fans of both, and their chemistry is always good. Even if like Shah Rukh Khan, who did a cameo, could have done an extended performance here in place of Sohail Khan, that connection would be very strong, I feel. I mean, we did believe they were brothers in Karan Arjun. We did believe that they were really good friends in like Mujhse Shaadi Karogi, Jaane Man, those kind of chemistries. So it's nothing to do with being brothers and having to do that. It might have helped Salman Khan perform, but honestly it doesn't help the audience at all. When it comes to Salman Khan's performance, as I said, I don't think the acting is bad at all. there are 5 to 6 scenes wherein you feel that he is not getting it right, and he just went overboard with the emotion, or he went a little total crazy in his performance. So there are 5 to 6 moments, but I think overall this was a great performance by Salman Khan. What really made it look unimpactful or less impactful or less worthy is the direction itself and the writing. Everything didn't fit in. So his performance seemed to be way more than required for the movie because the movie is so simplistic. So as I said, the writing even for the character and Salman Khan's performance was not well justified, well written. We don't know much about it. So whenever he acted a little more crazy than usual, we felt like, why is he doing that? He seems like just a simple character, who is childlike. And then when he doesn't do something and he underplays it, we feel like, oh, is he so normal? So it was really confusing to understand what the character is exactly. And that's the whole problem. The writing, again, I'm ending this review by saying that the writing is the biggest problem with Tubelight. If this movie had released on Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, I would have probably given it more than 3 stars because of Salman Khan's performance, and the expectation level would have been low. We would have been happy with the content. But because it released like a huge film with huge marketing, with the baggage of Bajrangi Bhaijaan, with the baggage of good music, Salman Khan's stardom, once in a year release after Bajrangi and Sultan, I'm going with 2 stars for Tubelight. It was nothing. There was nothing in it. So this is my review. I hope you liked it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and take care.